She is a hypocrite. Calls out jealous men. It did not end well. Let's watch it.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to be seeing yet another example of the Rev-approved infinite content glitch, where step 1 involves a VTuber doing or saying something stupid. Step 2, you make it into content.
Honestly, don't know what happened with Elle. I don't know. All I know is she does adult content, and that's it. And I know Rev is a fellow Christian, so, yeah, fellow Christians, reunite, unite. And also, yeah, he's a good dude, also. I love his news reports. It's not like stupid liberal reports, like stupid liberals. So, yeah, I like Rev stuff.
Step 3, that VTuber eventually becomes a hypocrite by their own previous standards they use to judge others. And then finally, step 4, you make even more content out of it. And that's exactly what we're doing in today's video. So what is the context? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it involves this VTuber named Elle, and you can read their bio. They obviously make a lot of adult-focused content. That's where they get the primary source of their traction from. Now, they shared this on their alt account, and they were trying to make a statement about men and their jealousy towards powerful and successful women. And it did not go the way they had intended.
Dude, I need to read this. A woman's success should not make you feel uncomfortable. The many times I've met a man who became uncomfortable with me doing well for myself is a lot more than you'd think. Bitch, you aren't doing good for yourself. You are getting your holes filled by random men on VR chat. You are not doing good for yourself. You're doing terrible for yourself. God did not make you to do this. God didn't bring you to this world to do this disgusting stuff, dude. I know, yeah, you go by non-binary. Like, when I first saw you, I knew you were gonna be a devil worshiper. You are, and you know what? You are. I'm okay with a woman successing. They just don't have to be stupid with it. Same thing with men. When they success, they don't have to be stupid with it. Men and women need to know they don't have to be stupid when they succeed. And I agree with Rev right here, that she's stupid for it. She's stupid for putting these type of things, because people are uncomfortable with her because she is a porn star. She does inappropriate content. Is that a good thing to do? Absolutely the hell not. You really think that God has intended, like, God put you on this earth to have you have sex with random men? No. Even if it's people on VR chat, I don't care. Have I seen her videos? I came across a couple, actually. When I was addicted to that type of stuff, I have came across a couple of her videos because I was watching VTubers do this type of stuff. Now I am trying to stop. Yeah, there's no trying. There is no trying. I have stopped. I have stopped watching inappropriate content. And it's hard. It's hard to get over it because you've been doing it for so long. I've been doing it since I was like 7. But still, sorry. It's disappointing to know that some women have, even men, some women think they're uncomfortable because they're succeeding. They're not uncomfortable for them succeeding. They are uncomfortable because of what life they chose to do and what they chose to put online. Like, I put a lot of stupid shit online, but I don't put my nudes on I don't talk inappropriate. I'm not a lewd tuber. I am a VTuber. I am a Christian VTuber. I believe in the word of Jesus Christ.
This is the post. It says, "A woman's success should not make you feel uncomfortable. The many times I've met a man who became uncomfortable with me doing well for myself is a lot more than you'd think." Now, this would get a lot of negative responses, but I think the context behind this has to do with the recent move by Twitch to appoint 50 new ambassadors, and there's only been around 200 since the program launched in
Oh, is this about that star chick who got signed? Man, she doesn't do it anymore, which is a thank God, but I still think, like, yeah, she streams, but not, like, as much. I think they should have signed people who actually stream a lot on the app, because she doesn't stream like a shit ton. She literally takes a long time, just like me. I take a long time to stream too, because I'm editing videos, making music, voice acting, and I'm freaking making characters on freaking video games and posting it on YouTube. Yeah, I am busy. I am a busy dude. Yeah, the last one does not make sense, but still. Like, I think they should have signed better people, because the new ambassadors, some of the new ambassadors should not be in the new advance in the program, in the Twitch program thing. I don't care that she is an ambassador. I just like, why? I don't care, because she stopped doing that inappropriate stuff. But I just think like why?
2018, so it's a pretty big deal to add on 50 new ambassadors, and one of those ambassadors was this Shibuya individual who's Japanese, and she is now one of the ambassadors. In this tweet, you would see, like
you could still see she dresses like a fucker. She dresses like she still does that type of stuff. She dresses like that type of thing. I look around. This girl, yeah, she has big, yeah, but she still dresses like she still does it, which I'm pretty sure, like, if you're gonna be showing this type of stuff and saying that you quit, like, I won't believe you.
10 million views and a lot of conversation, because apparently she used to do a lot of adult content in the past, and now she's on the ambassador team, and people are saying, of course, Dan Clancy would hire someone like that, but apparently that's what she did in the past. How much that is relevant to the current time, that's really up to your interpretation, but I'd be much more concerned about the ambassadors having a role in promoting things that are woke. I mean, we've seen some insane agenda pushing by ambassadors, and
oh my gosh, 100% I agree. Like, Twitch, stop pushing for woke shit in your damn community. No one wants to go on Twitch and see woke stuff. They just want to watch the normal streamer just do normal things, play games, play video games, and I freaking pressed on the wrong time. Our Rev's model was messing up.
And related positions before. I mean, just go back to 2020. Not even really over 5 years ago at this point. Twitch hired a self-identifying deer person as a member of their safety council.
So in my spare time, I go out to my yard. And I prance around, and I eat grass. And I just munch it because it helps me feel like in tune with my deer self.
That's not even trans. That's just a...
I can't emphasize enough that this took place just barely over 5 years ago. This should have been a sign that things were going really badly and we're heading in a terrible direction back in 2020. I mean, this person, a self-identifying deer person, had an infamous clip where they had a, I quote, deergasm live on Twitch when someone was petting their antlers. That should have been a sign things were heading in a terrible direction back in...
Excuse me, did this just say a deergasm? What is a deer... What is a deergasm? What the f*** is a deergasm?
Back in 2020, but it really represented a trend because this same person who was on this safety council for Twitch had multiple tweets speaking negatively about men and gamers, and that sounds a lot like what happened on these platforms and in the gaming industry, where people representing those platforms seem to openly despise the target audience of those platforms. And this is just a very exaggerated version of that, but this was a trend that took place for many years. And also 2020 is relevant to the VTuber we're talking about today, given their past comments that took place while they were canceling someone else back in that year. But let's go back to the VTuber in question, L, here in their tweets, talking about women's success and how it shouldn't make men feel uncomfortable and how it's made people very uncomfortable, men in particular, in some sort of a scenario where they were, I guess, interested in her. And people are quick to point out that she's saying this, as a woman, but identifies as non-binary in all of their accounts. And also, people started to ask, well, did these men feel a certain type of a way when they asked what that success was in? Because it's...
Oh, yeah. Imagine that.
It's no secret that their success is in making adult content, okay? And that's not being like mean. It's being a bit realistic. A lot of people, men in particular, if they were looking at someone, you said, I am successful in my career. If you said, this is where the success is, they might have a particular reaction to it. And really at that point, it comes down to preferences. And I don't think there's really anything too crazy about that. People will see, oh, this is where you're getting your success from, and they might feel a certain way about that in the scenario that she
has way more than just Fansly and Patreon, because I seen her on the Hub, I seen her on freaking Chatter B and freaking Gmate. She is like Mel. Like Mel, I don't like either. Like, I despise Melody. And I despise Vexoria, who's also on all those apps. Like, if you get popular because you're doing adult content and you're a VTuber, you're desperate. You are legit desperate for attention. And I think you shouldn't be on these apps. You shouldn't be on any apps and just go on to your freaking whatever you're doing. Then, if you want to gain success, get off Twitter, get off Instagram, get off Twitch, get off YouTube. See how much you would succeed now that you're off those apps.
She is describing in the tweet, and that is reflected in the replies to it, where people say stuff like this. No offense, L, but if you ever disclose to these men how you make that money, like it or not, the reality is that the majority of men these days don't have a problem with women who make equal or more than them. It's how many women make that money that they see issue with. Another one says, maybe it's your personality. Why don't you ask the people you harassed about it, right, Miss K? And that name will be very relevant in just a moment, but here's some more saying, maybe, I mean this with no offense, but could it have something to do with the fact that you make adult content? This person says, did you tell them how you were doing well for yourself? Like, that's probably more of the reason than being successful. Like, how are you successful probably matters to them less than being successful in itself. And that is something that is kind of repeated over and over again in the replies, but she really tried to gas this up, okay? She made this tweet on her alt account, which, has tens of thousands of followers. It's not like it's a totally random account, but her next action would be reposting it on that alt account, and then she would switch over to her main account with like triple the following and repost it there as well. Like, she was really trying to gas this thing up, and it's like, the more attention she brought to this post, the more criticism and negativity she would receive. But, you know, this sort of messaging, I think, is performative and it's hypocritical for reasons that go beyond what I just described, but it works on some people, right? You can see all of these replies if you dig down enough. There are people supporting this, calling her a girl boss and saying that all these men in this scenario are simply insecure and just can't deal with women who are successful. They're eating this up. But one of the quotes point out something very important. Funny you say a woman's success shouldn't make you uncomfortable, yet you joined in on the harassment Kirsha received and another VTuber named Kyoto before you rebranded and you never apologized. Maybe it's not men, it's you. You're the problem. Now that is some ancient lore, ladies and gentlemen. So
the fuck? There's another VTuber named Kyoto. It's a very common name, but it has the U. There's two T's in it and another O another O after the U, but that's crazy to know. Maybe it's not managed. Yeah, it feels crazy. Sorry for that study. It feels crazy to know that there's another person named Kyoto. I freaking love it.
Elle used to have former accounts under different names, and right now she is on the rebranded accounts. And unfortunately, the skeletons have...
Damn TV unplugged. Shit.
And unfortunately, the skeletons haven't really left the closet, right? They're still there, and they get brought up every time she wants to start talking about things like jealousy, because her attacks on other VTubers in the past seemed like they were born out of jealousy. And that Kyoto situation goes back to 2020. If you want to talk about kind of the OG days of the Western VTubing scene becoming what it is today, at least on social media, a non-stop cancellation fest that's obsessed with virtue signaling and policing people's behaviors, Kyoto was one of the first ones to have it happen to them. This VTuber, because of her very problematic design, she was attacked relentlessly by primarily other VTubers, right? Her following, though, would blow up as a result. How many times have we seen this before, right? She had a few, I think, 100 followers, ended up with 10K in 2 days, because all these VTubers trying to cancel her just brought more attention, and the VTuber fans, unlike them, actually supported her and rallied behind her. And one of the people to harass Kyoto back then was, of course, Elle. And seemingly upset with the traction that this Kyoto person was getting, they made a post back in 2020 saying, important message, please retweet. It is not okay to normalize a character that looks like a child and is sexualized. Look closer at what you're supporting. Please don't give us VTubers a bad face. This is just the beginning for us. And please retweet this if you want to support the community. I'll be unfollowing anyone tomorrow who's still supporting these actions. This was about Kyoto.
I just read the name. It says LVKL. Oh, that is L. Has big... How are you non-binary and also a woman?
Right. She was follow policing people. She was saying that we're going to set the standard for the community. She got roasted for this back then, right? She was trying to be the one under this different name back then, trying to basically speak on behalf of the VTubing community, which, of course, there's really no such thing as a VTubing community. It's more of a scene and a medium, but I digress. As pointed out by Curry Renji here, she was very active, and many were very active back then. A lot of them have deleted their posts, or at this point, because it's been 5+ years, their accounts have completely disappeared, or they've retired, or what have you. But you can see K, which is now L, going through various people thanking her for the response, right? The call out.
Yeah, I only say VTuber community because I do not fucking know what it's called. I don't know how to spell any other words besides, like, fans. But when I talk about, like, I talk about the whole thing of VTubers, like, a community is basically just, okay, a community is my community, my fans, and everything. Also, everyone, make sure to check out the Discord. Make sure to check out the Discord because you can become a part of my community. I think a community is like separate. VTuber fans are like just fans of all VTubers because you don't have to be a part of one whole community. A community is basically like, think of Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse, she is her fans are a community, but like when I say I'm a part of Rev's community, I'm a part of Rev's community because I agree with him on a lot of things. Religiously and politically, I agree with him. I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan. I'm a part of his community. I'm probably banned on his stream because I'm stupid for mentioning my name like 3 years ago, but still.
Post saying, no, thank you for retweeting this. And this person says, already spoke about an hour or so ago, had to block a mutual already as well because they claimed we were being mean. And L, formerly K, says, F them, they can suck my ink sac. And then, as you can see, eventually these tweets would be deleted from K/L. And you can see the initial conversation here. So they're clearly trying to hide some of these conversations, but this is where it gets very hypocritical because you remember the actual call-out post, right? Well, she was getting very excited that it was working, that this harassment brigade on Kyoto was working, saying, update, I got her on private. Let's effing go, guys. Let's keep going, though. So celebrating that this Kyoto person was getting harassed to the point of privating their account, and then she was celebrating this and saying, let's keep going. So it wasn't enough to slander this VTuber and to incite this harassment brigade against them. Even when the VTuber being targeted went private, they wanted more. And of course, this whole thing was predicated on this whole idea that they were doing something wrong.
Okay, real quick. I like how Rev doesn't swear. I have a bit bad habit of swearing. He says, let's effing go, instead of what I say, where I would say, let's fucking go. I'm a Christian. I am a Christian man, and I still swear. I'm trying to control it. Really trying to control it, but like...
She was celebrating this and saying, let's keep going. So it wasn't enough to slander this VTuber and to incite this harassment brigade against them. Even when the VTuber being targeted went private, they wanted more. And of course, this whole thing was predicated on this whole idea that they were doing something wrong, that Kyoto was doing something inappropriate and problematic with their design. And of course, when K here would eventually rebrand to their current account, one of their first streams ever was described as Hentai Nights, where they played the not safe for work version of Nekopara, which of course includes all kinds of lolicon, which she just found abhorrently problematic just 2 years prior and thought that was something.
Oh, this hypocritical ass pink bitch. Okay. Entire night, best night. How is it the best night when you were talking about saying that lolly is bad and then you play a game all about lolly sex? That's problematic right there. That is stupid, that is retarded, and I don't think that you should be doing that. Like, what the freak? Okay, if any VTuber that's watching this right now who wants to start a Fansly or wants to be on Fansly, get off of Fansly. Don't go on it. It is a disgusting app where you are forced to do inappropriate stuff with men, with women, if you're a lesbian or you're freaking a man, which I don't agree that lesbians should be should be sleeping. I don't think women should be sleeping with women. I don't think men should be sleeping with men. But, like, still, I am, like, people call me homophobic for that, and you know what? If I'm homophobic, then I fucking am, but still.
Thought that was something you should be run off of social media for, even if your design of your model is simply a lolly and nothing more than that. And, of course, as you can see, that post was also deleted. So every time she gets into a bind with this stuff, she just starts deleting her posts. There was also, back in 2022, a series of Google Docs that had people who expressed very bad experiences with Elle, as well as some of Elle's managers, and that she was a very controlling and toxic and...
That's a boyfriend. I'm giving you... You will pay me money if it is a boyfriend. I'm betting right now. No. Sorry. $50. That's a boyfriend. $50.
Toxic and jealous person. It's worth a read if you want to take a look at all this stuff, but you kind of get the point already. Now, going back to the post in question, well, the sort of jealousy and the unapologetic nature of her involvement in that previous harassment campaign came into question back in 2024, where Kirsha, many of you know her, she was removed as a guest who had her own panel at a convention called Offkai. And one of the guests, of course, was Elle. And people thought this was very ironic that they thought Kirsha was so problematic and awful she had to be removed. But someone like Elle with an unapologetic history of harassing people, other VTubers in particular, had this panel.
What? Why? Like, get rid of Elle. Like, why? Oh my gosh. Like, so many people only choose the people. Like, something happened recently with a basketball player who got fired from the job because they had different views of the freaking team. They got fired, but when some other players agree with it, but they literally beat the hell out of their wives, they are still good. They're still good. Like, what the frick? But I think that's some bullshit right there. You get rid of Kirsha and then you put in Elle. Like, that one. That's why I hate where I'm from, California. I think that's in California or Canada. I think it says California. Yeah, California. Right down there. I hate it because I hate being in California because of one thing. California is more problematic because of the people that live here. We are known as the blue state because of how stupid some people could be here. Yeah, I have a blue background. So, and like, does that make me a liberal? No. I support Trump. Do I support him 100%? No. I'm not sure anyone supports someone 100%. I praise Jesus Christ 100%. I don't support Jesus Christ. I praise Jesus Christ 100%. No one supports it. You're not supposed to just support it. You're supposed to believe in it because it is the truth. But out of that, I would love to talk about God right now, but Like, people are gonna outrage in the comments or in my chat, so I'm gonna shut the freak up before someone gets pissed off at me. That's, if I got replaced, no, not replaced, if I got kicked off of an app, not an app, a special guest appearance at Off Kai Expo, and a freaking controversial porn star went onto and started talking for the VTUBERs, I would have been pissed. Quite pissed.
Ready to go. In fact, Offkai would hide replies, bringing up her former harassment campaign, which looked very bad. And in case you're familiar with this whole thing, I talked about it in a pretty long video back in 2024. Crazy situation involving Kirsha. She really got completely screwed over by this convention. Here's just like a small taste, a small rundown. Offkai would try to provide an explanation as to why she was removed from the panel, or her panel was removed. And they basically said this is a volunteer-run event, and your name coming up made some of our staff uncomfortable. So the staff being uncomfortable, I guess, is a reason to remove someone from a convention. But don't worry, they said you're not blacklisted from the event. You can still come as a paid guest. Yeah, she didn't go, obviously. But eventually, in a conversation on Discord, someone involved with
money, greed, disgusting things that no one wants. Why the hell would I pay you after you kicked me off to go show and go talk with my fans? You can go screw yourself for that. I am not gonna go to the VTuber Expo after you just kicked me off. I'm not gonna give you my money, my hard-earned money, to go. You could suck my nuts. I don't freaking care.
Offkai would provide the evidence of why they removed her. And this is, again, another sign of how things just come full circle with this cancel culture stuff back in 2024, listing off the reasons. And it says a lot of it comes down to gender identity and DEI type issues in these tweets right here that Kirsha would supply. And you can look at them. They are hilarious. Here's just one example of the problematic tweets. You can see when Discord seemed to roll out a pronoun feature, she made her pronouns Burger Queen. That was something that was evidence to justify her removal from Offkai as someone with a panel at that convention.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Like, I have mine as just him. Like, mine's a joke, too. I don't believe in pronouns. I think pronouns are stupid as hell. But I still put him, like I'm saying I'm him, like, as a joke. Like, that's, like, you could put any pronoun you want, and it's funny to do it, because I can literally put freaking the Hollow Knight, and it would still allow it. Burger Queen, that is a funny ass thing.
Absolutely crazy times, ladies and gentlemen, but that's kind of the history here, right? It goes back to the rev cycle here, the infinite content glitch. You have L saying stupid stuff and starting harassment campaigns against other VTubers seemingly out of jealousy for their growth or the attention that they were receiving. And then we made it into content back then and in other scenarios. And then eventually, this VTuber L, for example, comes out with a virtue signaling post that makes them pretty hypocritical by their own standards. And what do? We make more content out of it. That is the infinite content glitch, ladies and gentlemen. But that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
We got dust on our Bibles, brand new iPhones, no wonder why we feel this way. Hey, how you been? It's been a while and I'm just checking in.